We will be waiting for we will be waiting for 2 more minutes and then we'll start. Okay. Okay, so I will be starting the session as no one is joining. So hello everyone, I am Suresh Singh. I will be the host of today's PPDT session. To introduce you with the terms, today will be shown a picture. It will be a little hazy for 30 seconds. Then you will be given 1 minute to point down main characters of the picture, the mood of the characters. Okay, are you everyone listening or not?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so you will be given 1 minute to point out the main character, their nature, and after that 1 minute, you will be given 4 minutes to write a story on that. After you have written the story, every one of us will discuss their story. We will have 15 minutes, and then we will make a final story, which will be presented by one of us within a minute. Okay, so everyone heard that?
Okay.
I need answers from everyone.
Okay, Siddheshwar.
Nathan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good. So I'll be sharing the picture for 30 seconds.
सर ग्रुप पे मैसेज आया
Sorry?
ग्रुप में मैसेज आया सर
Hello, Aman? Okay, hello, everyone. Aman, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Saurabh, can you hear me? Saurabh, can you please confirm that you can hear me? Abhishek, can you hear me? So, Aman and Saurabh, I will be telling you the rules and the rules that we'll be following for the PPDT. So, you will be shown a picture for 30 seconds. You will be given 1 minute to write down the characters, their moods, and some key points. And
Okay.
after that minute, you will be given 4 minutes. From the key points, you have to make a story. After four
Okay.
minutes, we will be listening everyone's story, and then we'll create a final story, which will be presented one of us within a minute. Okay, good.
Okay.
Hello, Kamlesh.
Hello.
Do you know the rules about the PPD?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hello, Anshul. Anshul, are you there? Okay, hello everyone. I'll be repeating the rules according to the PPDT. So you guys will be shown a picture for 30 seconds. Then you will have to write the key points regarding the picture that you find within a minute. And then after that, you will be given 4 minutes to compose a story. After you compose a story, one of us will tell their stories. We will have a group discussion for 15 minutes. After which, okay, I think we should wait for a minute. Then we can. Okay, guys, we'll wait for 2 more minutes and then we'll start because people are joining in. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, everyone, just please wait for 2 more minutes and then we'll be starting the session. And many of us are joining right now, and I need to explain all of you at one moment. Okay, everyone, I think now we should start the session. So, hello everyone, I am Siddeshwar Singh, your host for the today's PPDT session. In today we will have a PPDT test in which you will be shown a picture which will be a little blurred for 30 seconds. Then you will be given 1 minute to assess the picture. In that 1 minute, you will write about the characters, their moods, and some key points. And after that, you will be given 4 minutes. In that 4 minutes, you have to compose a story out of the key points that you have written. After the 4 minutes, we will be having a group discussion, which will be around 50 minutes. In that, we will be discussing every one of our stories and we will come with a single story, which will be presented by one of us. Okay, is that clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I'll be sharing the picture on the WhatsApp group. So please go to the WhatsApp group and see it. Okay? Sorry, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
I actually want every one of you verbally active whenever possible. So please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So I will be sending the picture right now. Okay, I've sent the picture on the group. Can you guys see it?
Not yet, sir.
Okay,
No, sir.
I think there's some problem. Please wait for some time.
Yes, sir. Now it's visible.
Okay, is it visible to everyone?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you will have 30 seconds to assess the picture. Please do that. Okay, so everyone who has joined late, I will please go and take a look at the picture that I have sent to the WhatsApp group. So listen to the instructions carefully. You have to see that picture. You will have 30 seconds to assess the picture. After that, you will given 1 minute to write all the key features that you think should that you can rule out from the picture. After that, you will be given 4 minutes to compose a story, and then we will have a group discussion. Okay? This is for the participants that have just joined. Can you please confirm that? Satyam Patel, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Just joined, right?
Yes, but uh,
Are you are you
before
aware
three.
what else just
Yes, yes. I am. I am.
okay. So just please take a look at the picture. Okay, guys, we have passed 30 seconds. So I'll be removing the picture. Okay. Now every one of you have 30 seconds to assess whatever you 30 seconds to write all key features that you the key features that you think, and then you have to write a story out of it. Is it clear?
Okay, in only 30 seconds.
No, I'm sorry, not 30 seconds. That's 1 minute for the key points that I told, and then 4 minutes for the story writing.
Okay, okay.
Okay, I will
I think
repeat it.
this were there are only 3 minutes given in the SSB.
No, I think the place where from I read that Rajendra,
It
please mute
varies, I
yourself.
think. Okay.
4 minutes are given.
Okay, I have actually asked the sir already, so please, you are given total in 5 minutes. Get the key points, write the story. After 5 minutes, I will be calling each by name, and you will be telling the stories. Clear?
Yes, clear, sir.
Okay. Okay, everyone, please start writing your stories. Hello, Vikram.
Hello, sir.
Okay, are you aware with the PPDT regulations or rules?
No, sir.
Okay, so I'll give you a quick introduction. In PPDT, you are shown a picture for 30 seconds. Then you have 1 minute to assess whatever you saw and write some key features, like the major key features that you think. And after writing the key features, you will be given 4 minutes to write a story out of it. And then we will continue with the group. You heard it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll be sharing the picture on the group. Please go see it. You will have just 30 seconds, and then you will have to write the key features and the story then. Usually I'll ask you at the last. Okay, so don't worry about the time.
Sir.
Okay, everyone, we have just have 1 minute left on the clock, so please rush a little bit. Okay, everyone, your time's up. I think you should be ready with your story.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, Satyam, can you please start from your story?
Okay, sir.
Okay, please start.
Gentlemen, what I have perceived from the picture is that there are two characters, and both of them are male, and their age is between 10 to 15 years, and both of them are in negative mood. Ram was a young and dynamic boy and was studying in class 10th in his school. He was also a part of the scout and guide in his school. One day, while returning from the school, he saw that a group of small children nearly aged between 8 to 10 were playing in the river in which the water was not very deep. But they were not aware that at that time of evening, nearly about 5:30 to 6 p.m., the gates of the dam in the nearby will be opened, and the flow of the river would be increased. And as the flow of the river increased, the three four children managed to escape from the river, but one of them got stuck there. As soon as Ram saw this incident, as he was a part of scout and guide, he had a rope with him, and with the help of his rope, he managed to throw the rope in the water and asked the child to catch the rope. And with the help of that rope, he was able to save that particular child. And later, he was also awarded with the bravery award by the local mayor. Thank you.
Really good, Satyam. It was really good. You made a really good story. Okay, so I want to know who just joined. Um, Sorry, who just joined? Can you please tell me?
Sorry, sir, I can't get you.
Okay, Vikram, are you there?
So,
You just joined, right?
no, sir. I have joined earlier.
There was one more guy. There was one more guy, Vikram, and there was one more guy. Who was it? Who joined late? Okay, so everyone of you have written your stories, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So, Vikram, I will be sending the image on the WhatsApp. You will have 30 seconds to assess that, and you will be given 5 minutes to write a story, and then come up with the group. Okay? I'll be asking you the story at the end of the after everyone. Okay?
Sure.
Okay, I will just send the photo. Wait a minute, guys. Okay, until I'm doing so, Harshdev, are you ready with the story?
Yes.
Okay, so please start.
Okay. From the picture, I perceive two characters. One man named Rajesh, who was 22-year-old, and a boy named Amog, who was 10-year-old. Amog was anxious and was drowning in the river, while Rajesh had a rope in his hand and was standing at the bank of the river. My story goes like Rajesh was out for his evening walk across the river bank. He saw a boy was drowning in the river and ran to him to help him out. He found a rope nearby and tied it to the trunk of the tree tightly and threw the other end of the rope into the river so that Amok can hold it. He pulled Amok out of the river by pulling the rope and thus saved him from drowning into water. Also, Rajesh suggested him to be careful while walking across the river or swimming in water as it could lead to such dangerous situations. Thank you.
Okay, that was great, Vaishnavi, but I would suggest you to add more details,
Like,
like a backstory, just like Satyam told. He had a really good backstory about the high flood, high tide.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Your
I'll take
story
care of
was
it. Thank you.
you little backstory to it.
Okay.
Okay. So everyone who just joined, I have sent a photo on the group. I cannot count it, so I will not be able to put it down. So just see the photo. You will have 5 minutes. Okay. So sorry. Can you please tell me who just joined? Okay. And Meghashi and okay. So Meghashi, are you aware with the PPDT regulations and rules?
Yes, yes. Basic ones, yes, I know that. Okay.
Okay. So you will have 5 minutes to write the story, and you all, as you all already know about the PPDT. So I'll be asking you in the last. Is that good?
Okay, okay, no problem. Sure. Thank you.
So I will be next asking Harshdev Singh. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So please continue with the story, Harshdev.
Yes, sir. Sir, I perceived two characters from the picture given. I perceived a male who is 23 years old, who is in positive mood, and the second one was also a boy, so he was in negative mood. So my story goes this way. So Raman is a 23 years old guy who has just recently passed out from COEP Pune by completing his B.Tech degree in mechanical engineering. He is from a small village in Madhavgarh, which is in Nagpur district. So he, after completing his degree, he is going back to his village, and in this way, when he is going to his village, he has rented a cab in which he is going, and in the way where there is a river, he sees a boy who is his childhood friend Sukesh drowning. So he does not know swimming, so that is why he grabs ropes from the dicky of the car, and he immediately rushes to the site where the guy is drowning, and he approaches to help him. Thank you.
Okay, Harshdev, that was a really great story, and I really liked the backstory that you gave about the character. Okay, so I will
Thank you, sir.
like next. Okay, Kamlesh Prakar. Okay, what's the name? Kamlesh, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please continue the story, Kamlesh.
Yes, sir. So, friends, from the picture shown to us, I perceive two male character. The center character of my story is Shubham. His age is 23 years, and he is in a positive mood. And the action of the story is helping younger brother to learn swimming. Shubham decided to go for a pool party with his family in a nearby park. He realized that his brother was afraid to go into the pool. He immediately thought of removing his fear. He told him to just go to the place in swimming pool with the less water. He also showed him proper way to use hand movement and leg movement to swim. Slowly he was able to swim. They decided to go to a nearby river to swim. His brother was very confident. He made sure to keep the rope if he is not able to swim. But he was able to swim very easily. Thank you.
Okay, uh, Kamlesh, it was a really good story. I really liked your analysis overall, but I will Nathan, are you there? Nathan? I'm sorry guys, I think Nathan is not there. So we'll continue the story later on. Nathan, are you there? Nathan? Okay, so I think Payal Dhaiya. Are you there? Payal?
Yes,
Okay, so Payal, please continue with the story.
yes, so hello everyone. In the given picture, I have perceived two characters and both are male. One is around 22 years of old and another one is of 10. The theme of my story is saving the life of the drawn person. Rohit is the main character of my story. The action of my story is Rohit, after his college, he went to the riverside for walking and get some fresh air. There he noticed that a boy was drowning and raising his hand for the help. Rohit was the captain of his swimming team of his college and he knew the swimming. He observed the flow of the river, water of the river, and depth of the river. He made a plan in his mind and decided to tie himself with the rope. He searched a rope and then tie himself with the rope to some strong trunk of the tree. Then he jumped into the river. He caught the boy. Then he swam back to the shore. He pressed the chest of the boy and removed all the water from him, and also take him to the nearby hospital for the checkup. Then he informed his family and went back to home.
Good story, Payal. It was not that like it didn't have that a backstory, but it was good, nice, simple and short. Okay, so we have Priyanka. Priyanka, are you there?
Yes,
Priyanka?
sir.
Okay, so please
Sir,
continue the story, Priyanka.
so basically the picture includes two character and both of them were male. So Sham is my main character. Sham is the main character of my story, and my story goes with Sham was a college student studying in a final year. One day, while passing by a river, he noticed a person is struggling in the water due to the high currents. He picked up a long rope kept in a boat nearby and rushed to the place. He threw the rope and asked the man to hold it. He tied the rope around his waist to hold it. He started pulling the rope, looking at him. A few more people came and joined him. After taking the person out of the water, he first assured him about his safety and help him with the vehicle passing by the road. Then their checkups were done and doctor declared him to be that he is fine. So Sham dropped the person to his home and went to his college. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Priyanka, nice story. Next, we will have Rajendra. Rajendra, are you there?
And yes, Subham, means Siddheswar. I am here.
Okay.
In this picture, I perceive two characters, of which both are male. Age is 20 and 18 years old, and mood is positive and negative. Ram is a means college boy of 19 years old, going back to home from college. He listened the voice coming from the river that anyone is calling for help. He didn't know the swimming, so he immediately took the rope from the river aside, and then he threw it to the boy who is fallen in the river, and then he took him to the city hospital and gave him in the first aid, and then he gave him a medical treatment. Now the boy is out of danger.
Okay, Rajendra, nice story. Okay, next we have Rohit Singh. Please continue the story, Rohit.
Yes, sir. Friends, I perceive two characters. Both are male, having one positive mood and one negative mood. Having age 18 to 23. The protagonist of my story is Suraj. He is an NCC cadet of Naval Wing. One day, while going for a morning walk near a river area, he saw a boy fall into the river. So he quickly rushed to the nearest corner and get the rope and tie it on his waist and throw to the boy so that he can hold it. Then he pull him outside safely. Then he bring him in conscious state and give some first aid to him. Take his parents' contact number, inform them, and then take their address, and then he safely drop him to their parents. Thank you.
Okay, Rohit, that was a nice story, but I will like to add up something. Given that your male protagonist is an NCC cadet, so he should
Yes, sir.
he have already learned how to swim. So you
Yes,
can
sir.
mention his force of the stream is so high that he was not able to. So he thought it would be better to get a rope and then help him.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sure, sir.
the story was really good. It had a really good backstory. So
Yes.
next we have Shekhar. Shekhar, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please start your story, Shekhar.
Okay, from the picture, I perceive two characters. One is 21-year-old and second one is 15-year-old. Both are males, and the action of my story is a rescue operation. So, main hero of my story is Divyansu, who is 20-year-old, going to have a camping experience in Rishikesh. Then he saw a boy is drowning into the river rapids. He taken the rope from his tent and thrown toward the boy and asked him to catch the rope. He taken help from the nearby tourists or people around Divanshu to catch him out of the river. Then after he given him the CPR, which is a primary treatment, and then with the help of information, he informed his family and friends and helped him to get back. Thank you.
Okay, Shekhar, nice story. Okay, next we have Vaishnavi. Are you there? Vaishnavi?
Yeah, I narrated my story.
Okay, I'm sorry for that. Vikram, is the story ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please start with the story.
In the picture, I have perceived there are two characters. Both are male. One of them's mood is positive and one is negative. Their age is 18 and 22. Ramesh, 22, a college student, went to a evening walk on the river on the bank of a river. He saw that one boy went to the river for swimming, but suddenly started drowning. Ramesh immediately rushed to the spot. He found a rope, tied one end of the rope to the pole, and gave one end to the boy. He also gave a plastic tube to the boy, pulled him down, calmed him down, checked that he is safe. He, with the boy, went to his friends and leave him with his friends and continued his walk. Thank you.
Okay, Vikram, that was a really nice story. Okay, next we have Yogesh. Yogesh, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. So from the picture, I perceive two characters of an age between 20 to 26. Both are male in a neutral mood, and the title of my story is Saving the Drowning Boy. So Sudhanshu was a software engineer who went to Kashi along with his friends. During one morning, while he was with his friends on the Narad Ghat, he saw a boy drowning. He immediately assessed the rapid and he sent one friend along with a rope 20 meters ahead, which they got from the boat. He himself went ahead 10 meters and threw the rope and managed to pull the boy out. He checked for breath and circulation. Meanwhile, his friends bought tea. After making him comfortable, boy told that he got cramps while having bath, to which Sudhanshu advised him to come along friends in future and dropped him to his house.
Okay, you have a really nice story. I really like the details that you added there. So next we have Megashri. Megashri, are you ready with the story?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so please continue.
Yeah, yeah. I think it became a little bit similar, but I'll go with it. Okay. So from the given picture, I have perceived that there are two characters, both male, one neutral, but another one is negative. The protagonist is Amit, 25, is a graduate who just recently came back from his studies and was an eager like a swimmer. He wanted to learn swimming, so he was very much proficient in it, but he also wanted the children of his village to know the importance. So just to create the awareness, he wanted to make individually teach poor people, poor kids swimming in difficult waters, like in fast streaming rivers. So he started teaching them, but one day a kid age 14 to 15 slipped and lost his grip and slipped. But Amit rescued him successfully with the help of the rope and taught him an important lesson, that he has to become independent and strong, because in adverse situations it's not always assured that he will receive help. So later on, Amit guided the other children as well, how to swim in difficult waters and how to always be alert, because in there are plain waters as well in villages, but he wanted to create some, means teach something different in a innovative way. So I think in this way, I feel Amit is a great leader. Thank you.
Okay, maybe she. So we are done. Is anyone left? Okay, I will assume that as a no. So now I will go with my story. From the picture, I came to know there are two men. One one have a neutral nature, and another have a unsettling nature. So the story goes as Aman was going to a walk to the riverside when he saw a man drowning. He rushed to reach a rope, which he luckily forgot from a nearby hut. Then he rushed back to the man and threw the rope to him. The drowning man catch the rope and got out of the water with the help of Aman. Aman then ensured that the man is breathing properly. After that, he he sent him to home, and that's the story. Okay, so that's it. So I'll everyone, now we have to make a common story out of it. So I think Satyam Patil, his story was really good. We can make his story as a base, and then we can continue with some add-ons. Okay. So Satyam, can you please repeat your story?
Yes, definitely. Gentlemen, what I have perceived from the picture is that there are two characters and their age is generally between 10 to 15. So Ram was a young and very talented boy, and he was in a junior college. He was in a school in class 10th, and he was a part of a scout and guide. So one day while he was returning from the school in the evening, by the time a group of 3 to 4 children aged between 8 to 10 were playing in the river, but they were not aware that at that time, nearly about 5:30 to 6, the gates of the nearby dam are opened, and due to which the flow of the river got increased. All of them managed to escape except one child, and Ram saw that situation. As he was part of a scout and guide, he had a rope with him. So with the help of that rope, he asked threw the rope towards the child, and he asked him to hold the rope, and he was able to save the child. And later he was also awarded with the bravery award by the mayor of that particular city.
Okay, thank you for that. Kamlesh, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Kamlesh, I'm really sorry if I did something wrong, but this is my first session, so I'm not really confident with what I'm doing is correct or not. Okay, so anyone of you, if you think anything is wrong, you can please tell me that. Okay, so we'll continue with the GD. So everyone, let's continue with the GD. So I will ask everyone to unmute yourself and speak accordingly.
Okay, so from
Friends,
everyone has
there
said.
were two minor details that we were not able to perceive. The guy that was holding the rope, I think he was in a neutral mood. He was not in a he was in a neutral mood, and the other guy also he was also in a neutral mood. So we can make the story wherein a guy is teaching him how to swim.
But the guy who is drowning is said to be a negative mode, not in neutral mode.
So, but other guy, we if we see, he was also in a neutral mood. So we can see that he was trying to make him to swim, and also he is holding the rope, so in case any
We can
mishap happen, he could help him out.
Kamlesh,
we can
Kamlesh,
we
what
can
do you
we
think
can
that?
think of that the boy who was helping the drowning child, that he must be in a calm situation or calm mood to help the other person. If he
Yes,
panics,
he must
then
not be
Well,
confused.
actually,
No,
the
but
whole
if we check,
Arnav,
situation can
when a
he
get
is
person is
out of
holding the
control.
rope
drowning,
and he
he
was
is
not
not
looking
in a
anxious to
In
help.
calm mood. Sorry, Kamlesh, to interrupt you, but I really like the way you perceive the characters, it being neutral. I also forgot to mention that he might not be in a positive mood, but in a neutral mood, because he himself, according to my story, he does not know swimming, so he is not also trained in Scout and Guide as Satyam mentioned. So I
and
feel it should
So
be
what we
more
can do is
of
we can
neutral.
make sure
and
we can make
we
him
can
as his brother, and he is being from a scout and guide, and he knows how to swim, but his brother is not does not know how to swim. So we can make the story in that manner.
Kamlesh, yeah, we
Yes,
agree with
agreed
you,
on
but
that.
there is one
So
thing.
I also agree with
Did
but
you
the
observe
boy
the
who is helping, he tied the rope around him also.
No, no,
So
in that I think we should make this story that he is holding the rope, so that in any case, if anything mishappen happens, he could easily,
The
help him out. So we can
operation.
also add in this that he tells him how to, use hand movements and how to use legs so that he can swim in the water.
Yes,
yeah, Kamlesh,
definitely.
that's
And also, Arnab, I would like to add on your point.
hmm,
Actually, a minor detail I observed, that it is a bank of a river, so it is more
yeah.
filled with mud. So we
Hmm,
do not know whether it has grip or not. So that is why he is tying the rope to his waist,
hmm,
so that he
yeah,
doesn't lose the foot's grip. So he
yeah,
also does not slip into the river.
yes,
Yes, I can go with. I am
agree.
agree with.
Yes.
okay. So I
So
can
friends,
see
we
I
should
think
also
mood
make
is
a character.
I think mood is not neutral because he is saving him. So mood must be positive. I think if
Friends, we
he is
didn't
saving,
talk about that he's saving.
he
We
is
No, he's
saving.
drunk.
Also, his mood is neutral. If suppose that Kamlesh, you are saving someone,
He got
your
neutral.
mood is
Friends,
neutral.
we didn't make up story on saving someone. We made a story on helping him to learn the swimming. We are
Yes.
not making a story on saving someone. So that's why the mode we have taken it is neutral. So I think we should have discussed the main part. Let's give him the name as Shubham, and
If he
we
is
can discuss the
learning,
theme.
sorry for interrupt,
Kamlesh,
but
one
if he is
thing
learning something,
I need
so
I
he
have one
must tell how to swim, not how to throw the rope and came from it. I do not think so. He is saving.
Friends, we as highlighted by many of us
But
that helping
I
him to
have
Kamlesh,
learn
one
the
I
more
feel
swimming.
thing
that
here.
if he was teaching him swimming,
Sorry,
so
sorry to speak, but
why didn't he entered in the water? He must have also been entered the water to ensure
Yes,
the safety. Why
exactly.
is he is standing outside the river bank instead of the throwing rope? He should have been in the water with him, na? Sim.
Hmm.
okay, everyone.
Yeah, that's simple. Yes,
Hello.
Friends,
we
as
can agree
maximum
to
of us
that. We
consider
can make
the
the
point
story
of
around. We can make the story
saving
around
someone's
saving
child.
the
So I
boy.
think we go with the story of saving a child because maximum
Yes,
perceive saving a child.
Friends,
yes.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
When
I
we
agree with
consider
Rohit. I agree
he
with
is going
Rohit.
on a morning walk, then he found a boy who wants help.
friends,
Then
yes,
we
many
go
of
with
us
the
have
I
action that
think
discussed
If
how
we
this.
half
if we make
half
the
people
story
are
like that,
saying saving, half people are saying teaching. I would like to go with teaching because someone
Yeah,
pointed it correct that if he was saving, then he should have jumped. He should have taken the initiative to jump in the river by
and
taking
appreciating
proper
the
but
point of
measures.
Vigashri, I want to
someone pointed
highlight
out
that
But
that
the
if
guy
he
was
was
He
doing
must
a
not
teaching the
leadership.
child, then he could
have
also, he should have
swimming
been also
knowing
in
if
the
he
swimming.
is
river.
a teacher, then there is a no need to
Friends,
tie a rope on his vest.
See,
friends,
Yeah, yeah.
if
Okay,
he is
everyone.
we
No,
teaching,
don't
many
no,
tie
of
in the
you,
because
West.
Okay,
we can
everyone.
see that the guy is not able to hold the rope as well. So as a person, then he would have jumped. And I think half people are agreeing that he is teaching. And I also would like
so
to go because my story is
the way
also
the boy
but
is
but
drowning, the way the boy is
Wait a
drowning
minute.
in
Wait
the
a minute.
water, it is
Friends,
not
many of
suggesting
us
that
perceive
if
that he is
he
helping
is teaching anything.
saving the
And
child.
second thing,
But if we look at the new mood of that
I have
character,
you I
and
have
he's
the
one
doing
second
question
thing,
for
everything.
everyone. If you observe the picture correctly, you see that see, one logical question is, if you want to teach someone swimming, you will take him to swimming pool. You will not take him directly to the river.
right?
River.
And
And
one
if
Friends,
more
you
thing,
And
observe the
friends,
one
and
more
you
thing
will
you are
be with that
highlighting that.
person
especially
but
in
in
the
the
in the
river if
village
you are teaching
area, there
someone.
are no swimming pools. How will we take it?
Yes,
Talk
in the
one by
village
one.
also
facilities
highlighted
there
by
are
many
no
of
In
us.
the
swimming
village,
pools.
there may be pond also.
Pond.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, go with the pond.
Yeah, but
There are
he
ponds,
may
but
be teaching them in difficult waters. He must have
But
taught the
that's
basics
why
and
he's holding
this
that
milk.
rope
You are
because
saying
he
Yeah,
that
No, but
yeah.
the
the
point
point
is
you
saying
are
that
saying
he
that
should be in the
he will.
if you
water.
see
But the
if you
point
see
is,
the clothes,
the
if you see
hero.
the clothes, I don't see that they have went to for the swimming classes. If you observe the clothes which the characters are wearing,
It
because if
could be a
they might have.
no.
But the protagonist is in a very neutral mode. He is not
friends,
panicking.
here we are not talking about that
Yes,
he's a trainer, he is a scout and guide person, and he's helping his brother out.
Yes,
He is
he's
not giving classes, so he
Every
has.
time see
See,
if
because
you are saving
if
someone, you have a rope.
he had to
You
teach
have a
swimming,
rope.
then
You may
if he is teaching swimming, then he should be in the water. And if your Megashri is telling that he cannot, means it's a part of teaching, and we cannot see that he is saving. See, because while he is
also from the
saying,
clothing,
I have
Satyam,
also
I
from the
agree your
clothing
point.
point
Let
of
me just
view.
give out one
I
point
have
here.
told that he is also a 15-year-old boy in my story. So it may we can also consider possibility that he must be not knowing the swimming. So that's why he threw the rope.
Friends,
If you
Yeah, yeah. That can also happen.
he's a
friends,
person
what
who
we
is
have done here is that the river, it is the last
if
stage. Initially, he helps him out
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
river, and at last, he just help him in the rivers. And there, he holds the ropes because the water flow is high there. So we can add that.
Yeah.
We already
Yeah,
have
yeah.
made the
Suddenly
yes,
story.
the
and the
water flow
fact
but
what
increased and
someone
milk
spoke
but it
about
is
increased
was
happened.
When the
Yeah.
water flow,
that
thinking of
he
how?
is
simple
not
logic.
going into
If the
to
river
teach
flow
some.
is high, why would he allow his brother to learn
the
swim in that
action of the
particular
boy who
place?
is in the river so that
One more thing,
he doesn't know the swimming.
friends, one more thing
See if he's know the swimming, and then
Friends,
he doesn't.
the main character of the story, his mood is totally neutral out there. And if you
Okay.
make, we cannot make another story in this because his mood is very neutral. If he would have been saving the guy, his mood would not have been neutral and he would look anxious. But in that picture, he was not looking anxious. He was very calm. He has holded.
Why hero can't be
Kamlesh,
neutral
then I
mode?
have one point. Suppose if suppose if you take your story, why didn't he tie the rope in the first place before putting his brother into the river? He could have done earlier. It is clearly the person is trying to save someone who is drowning. We cannot
But,
make the story of
but have you seen any guy who is trying to save any person and he is looking in a neutral mood and he is not looking that anxious out there? The guy
there
is
are
totally
there
looking
are
very
Not
people
calm.
out there
panicking
who
is
don't
a
see
good thing,
don't see
right?
you.
Why are we looking for a panicking face?
Yeah, that's what I said. That just make the story on helping him out in terms of swimming, and swimming can be learned in the river also. We have seen that in the villages, people do not have the swimming pool out there. And being from a scout and guide, he is having that training, so he's helping his brother to overcome the fear of river out there. And initially, he started with small rivers and moving on to good rivers out there. And
But from the
that
if we look at the clothing, that's not swimming class clothing. I'm not saying you should be in a
we didn't
swimsuit or
say that it is a
swimwear.
swimming class. We just say
Uh,
that it is a story of a village area where a guy who was in scout and guide, he's
We
helping.
can also consider that he is also preparing for a competition. For that, he take guidance from his brother near the river area. His
Yeah,
brother
yeah.
guide him how to swim.
Yeah.
Rohit highlighted very important point. I think we can add this, that he helps him out in the opposite flow of water so that in the actual competition he could be very fast. And because of that, he is having the rope out there.
I think we don't need to add more
No, but
stories. Just
Kamlesh,
yeah,
talking about Rohit's point, if he is going to prepare for competition, then he will not jump into a river because,
yeah.
on contrary to this, we need more professional pool for that. So
Yeah,
we can continue with that story only, that he is
You don't
teaching
need to
his
put
brother to swim,
two, three
and
more
the
stories.
fact that we spoke about, he is not diving into the river because it was
We can
in
consider
a high current.
we can
So if
consider
he
him
had dived
like
into it,
he is
so it
taking
would be
guidance from his
difficult for
brother,
both
and
of them.
his brother is either NCC cadet or you can say a scout and guide cadet. But for emergency purpose, he take the rope for the emergency purpose only, not to save that child, not to
that's
save
what I
Yeah,
feel.
Okay,
yeah.
but
And
the
he
Yes,
is just
yes,
person
agreed.
teaching them how
drowning,
to
but the person
swim
in
in
the river
difficult
looks.
waters. Because he must have been trained in small waters. So he wanted to like make him a little bit more professional by teaching him in difficult waters, like a heavy
We should
flow.
not exaggerate this story.
Good
I think it is quite
professional
very
and
simple
But
also
that
I
he's
think
more
that
doing it for
in
sensitive
some
the
today's
purpose.
time, no one uses rope while teaching swimming. They use like
no
tubes
actually they
and
can
life jacket.
Yeah,
Then
drums
But the
and
only
all
Depend on
the
the
use that is
but
used
the
in the
only
river
available
part.
option
if
might be the
we have
rope
rope,
there.
we can use that
They
rope
might
only. If
not
we have
have any
tubes and
tubes or
other
professional gear
healthy
there.
material, then we use those
Friends,
materials.
No, gentlemen, we
friends,
can
here we
easily
need to
get tubes
understand
or
that the aim of the
empty drums
friends, here we need to
in the
understand that the
village
aim is
area.
to bring out a common story, and we have already made that story. Let's take that forward and continue with it because we are short of time. Let's move with
The
that
hand
story that we
movement
have
of the
discussed.
drawing boy shows that he needs help. If you watch
Yeah,
the image
yeah.
properly,
Kamlesh, you observe properly. So
Will
I think that
conclude
we
the
should
story.
stick to the basic theme that the boy is saving the another boy from drowning. This should be the basic theme of the story, and let's
Friends, but
now move
here you
forward.
are looking the other person, but you are
I'm
not looking
agree
the
with
main character
Satyam.
who looks very neutral in the picture, and he is not looking that anxious
I
as
think
you.
you look the
Yeah, but
some
Kamlesh.
Adding
I
on
think
to
you look
Kamlesh,
at the drawing
Rajendra
boy,
sir, I would
You
like
the
should
to
be
boy who is
state
calm
to you
while
that
drawing.
saving a person.
when
You
a
should be
person
calm.
is drowning, he is never in a calm mood. When you are drowning, you are drowning. You don't know what will be the consequences or what may be the outcome of it. So definitely he will be a negative mood.
that's correct. I
If
can
the person
think we should
outside
add
with a short and guide,
that
and the
he
person
started
who is
with
in the
this
river is
where there's
drowning a drowning man. So Scott and guide is saving the drowning man with the help of his equipments or rope. So we can make a
yes,
story from that.
But we
Okay.
have
yes,
to state from where
that
he
would be the
got
thing.
the
But
ropes. It just come.
won't find a rope near the river bank easily. That's also a thing.
You can find.
If
You can't
the
find.
We can also combine both the themes,
person
like
outside,
he go for the
outside there
practicing
is
for
short
swimming.
and guide,
Suddenly
and
the
the person
tides of the
rope.
river get high, then he save
Yeah,
him.
yeah, 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 yeah. I
We
would
can
like
Yes,
combine
to
both the
go
agreed,
themes
with
and
agreed.
Rohit
come
here.
quickly on the
Yeah,
Agreed,
common.
sir,
even
is
I wanted
correct.
to say that.
Rohit,
Yes,
I
yes,
think
yes.
we have to go for one theme. Means two
We
theme
can
so
combine
that
both themes and make a common story.
Yes, yes. So we will go like this. That first he was trying to teach brother swimming, and suddenly the river
Friends,
flow
I
increased.
think we can easily
Then
combine the three story. Let me just give one important point here. We can make the person, he is a person who is helping this guy to swim, and apart one of the guy highlighted that the flow of the river suddenly starts to increase. So we can add this, and in order to save that guy, he, as he already knew how to swim, so he take the help of rope and he saved that person. So we can add this simultaneously. We can add that he also helps people to learn the swimming, but one guy was not able to get out of that water, so he helped him out with the rope out there. So we can add all three stories in it.
yes,
That would
We
be
if
can
the
some
also we can
yes,
also
yes.
add two actions. First is he also gave a plastic tube to him, and also pull after pulling him out, he calmed him down. These two actions also can be
Friends,
added.
I think
yes, that's
plastic tube,
also
it is not mentioned. If it would have been there,
Yeah,
I
we
think
should not add unnecessary details. Yeah, I would
Yes,
like
sir,
to.
But
let
it
agreed,
me
is a
sir.
focus
river
on
bank. But it is a river bank, and it is easily available there.
no, friends, I don't
No,
think
but
that
plastic
someone will
tube
be
of
taking the
what
plastic
size
tube
and
in the river. It is more available in the swimming pools, but it would
no,
not
no,
be
it is
available in.
not available in any river bank. I think I have in a ample amount of river banks. You hardly find a rope there. So I think it we should go with the story that he's an instructor. So he's carrying a rope with himself. He
Yeah.
started with a place where there is less water. Then he actually wanted him to swim in a river, so he gets to the high sea. So he gets to usual to the high sea, so he won't drown in a real life situation. That's the whole point of learning how to swim. If you're just swimming in a swimming pool, it's of no use. Swimming, it can help you only when you are trained to swim in a high speed stream.
Okay, friends,
yes,
I'll be
agreed,
affirming
sir.
the story. If you feel that it is correct, if it is not correct, then we can make the story that he is an instructor and he is helping certain guys to help in learning swimming. But one day the river flow started to increase, and one of the guy is at the center of the river and he is not able to swim because the river is very the flow of the river is very high. And since he is an instructor, so he is holding that rope. He is having all those safety equipments, so he is able to help that guy. He throws the river, yeah, and he throws the rope to the guy and he is able to pull him out, ensure that he is calm and composed, and next day he's help him to learn more swimming, like better in a better way. We can
Okay, I am
If
Kamlesh,
he
sir,
is
understanding.
an
adding to your
instructor, then
point,
he
can I
can
say
dive
that
any
might be the
any
village,
high tide of water easily.
yeah.
If he is an
sir?
instructor, that he can
I
easily
think
take
that
a dive.
Friends, if we have the safety
Yes,
equipment
yes. I would
available,
like to give the
why
question
there is a
answer to
need
that
to
question.
person to jump
Kamlesh,
into the
Kamlesh.
water?
I think that your story is very good, but as Rohit asked that one question, so we can answer it on the simple point that the instructor had some severe injury, or he had some fracture or some like that, so he was not able to jump in the river. So that's why he threw the
Friends,
rope.
here we need to understand, if we have the safety equipment, why
You
there is a
are
need
adding
to
more
jump
and
into the
more
water?
problem.
Because the
We
flow of
don't
water
need
may
to.
also.
We don't
No,
need to
no
add
need
more
to
and more
add the
stories.
injury.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
just
think if
go
he
with
has that
the
equipment, why to
story that is
he
shown in the
use
picture.
to jump?
Also mentioning
Okay.
the instructor, if he's teaching someone in the village, so might be that I think that village might be getting hit by flash floods because the
Friends, I think
flow
we
of the
should not
rivers
make
is getting.
that elaborate story. I think we should restrict it. We have added some good points here.
Yeah.
Now we should
I
discuss about the name.
think
I
that
think we can take the name as
he's
Shubham.
he's
And yeah,
he's nearly 4.
yeah, and
I think unless what you are saying about the story that near the village you not find the pond or any type of water. So he knew the swimming. Why he take him to the river bank? And
friends,
you are saying
So the
about the rope.
friends,
In the river there is a
friends,
movement of a boats, and
friends
for boats
understand.
movement there is a needs of a rope.
Friends, the
So
aim
he
of
can find the rope easily in the river bank. Yes,
friends,
sir.
friends, the aim of the story is to bring out a common story, and we are focusing on very minor details here. That there is pond and there is river. Let's take that story forward and complete the story. I think we have all have added valuable points to it. There might be many
I think
possibilities included like ponds, but
I
I
think
think
we
we
should
should go with the
add it.
story.
I think we should add a point that he started from a pond and then he went to a river to train him with a high
But the
speed
hand
skill.
movement of the boy so that he doesn't know the swimming. If he know
Not
the
using
swimming,
the high
no, no. If
Friends,
he
the
know
flow
the
of
not
swimming
river.
in the pond, then the
up
hand movement are like that. He knew the swimming.
Friends, the flow
As
of
you
the
know
river
that the
is very
swimmer,
high.
how the swimmer swims.
Friends, the
Buddy,
flow of river
listen,
is very high. That's why he's having that kind of
buddy,
scenario,
listen.
because he want to hold that rope.
If you are
That's why
doing the
he
The
has.
hand
rope,
movement of the boy is up in the water. It's so that he doesn't know the swimming.
Friends, he want to
I will stick to
hold
my
the rope.
point.
That's why he's holding his hand up. Friends, we should not focus on the minor details. Let's take that story and move forward. We are short of time here.
okay, I like to add one thing that you are not supposed to see the picture again and again. Is that clear?
I am seeing the picture again and again, Siddheswar. So I am saying to you because the hand movement of the boy is in the up, and if you saw the boy hand movement up, he not know the
Rajendra,
swimming.
Rajendra, if someone wants to
How
throw
to
the rope, then
usual to a high
certainly he
speed
would be
skill?
holding
When
his
the
hand
picture
up.
That
is too much hazy, then you can't decide that he is either or lying or like partially up and partially down. You only consider either he's swimming or either he's taking a dive,
And
partially
adding to
inside,
Rohit
partly
point,
partially
here I want
outside.
to tell that if someone is holding his hand up, that also means that he is trying to hold the rope. Because the other person is having that rope, he would throw. So in that case, he would hold that rope. Let's take that story forward. I think we have added valuable points. Even we have named it. So let's move forward with that story.
Exactly. We go with the common story like maximum of us perceive that he is saving a child or he is a brother or saving his brother. Then we
So
go with
we
that
have,
story and add some more
friends, we
action that
have
how he
taken,
save his brother or save that child.
friends,
Then
we have
what
not
to do
taken him
next?
as his brother. We have taken him
We
instructor.
have taken him as an instructor.
That's why he's having that rope with him, and he was training the people out there. But suddenly the river flow starts to increase, and one of the boy was not able to get out of it. So he tied the rope on him, and he threw the rope
okay,
to that boy and
I
helped
think
him
he
out
has
to get
to.
out.
I think he has to. We can add it like person drowning his brother. He is trying to teach him. In midst of that, the speed of the stream suddenly got really high, so he's trying to get him out using the rope. That could be a thing.
Okay,
Yes,
Friends,
sir,
Siddheswar,
that
it's
is
a right.
exactly the thing because we are discussing of high stream flow. So when the stream of the river gets high or fast, we cannot make out whether to swim in what direction. And when a person is drowning, he does not know he might be coming up or he is going downwards. So he might be stretching out for help, as Kamlesh sir said. So that is why he is reaching out to get help.
Yeah, that could be done. I'm just saying we can incorporate what. Sorry, what's the name?
but sir, we
What's
have
the
not taken him as his brother. because he is having that rope, and generally we are considering that it would be instructor. That's why he is having that rope. So if we take we are
No,
taking
brother
this.
could be instructor, right? A brother could be an instructor.
Yeah, sir,
Not,
then
but
it's
sir,
we can take
the
it.
emotional factor comes in here. No, if it was his brother, then he might have
No, I
jumped
don't
into the
like
river.
Friends,
But if he's
Gurdev,
an
here we need
in
to understand,
instructor,
if we have the safety equipment, why would anybody jump into the water? It would the current would be high. He would also get into that. So if he's
If
having
my
that rope,
father, my father is teaching me how to swim, I have a problem. He will not come directly swimming at me. In that way, I will never learn how to swim if he always comes to rescue me like that. So you need to understand that.
okay, sir, agreed, sir.
Okay, so I think we should go with the common story that he is an instructor.
yes, sir.
Okay, so I would like Kamlesh,
Yes, sir.
please form the story, I guess.
Okay, sir. Uh,
Because we have taken a bit long than the usual timing.
Yes, sir. I also vote out Kamlesh sir to please narrate the common story.
Everyone agree with that, please.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Agreed, sir.
Hmm.
okay.
So
Thank you,
Kamlesh, I
friend.
would like okay, Kamlesh, I would like you to compile all the words and first let's hear your final story, and then you will be speaking because if you speak it as a final one, we can't interrupt you in between. Okay?
Sir, I have to tell the final story now.
No, you are not supposed to tell the final story now. You're supposed to tell a sample story. If anyone needs to add a point or think that could be better by this way, they can, and then you will address the final story. Because while telling the final story, you are not supposed to interrupt the storyteller, okay, or the narrator.
Okay, sir. Thank you, friends. So, from the picture shown to us, we all perceive that there were two characters. One is in neutral mood, and the other was in negative mood. And the action of the story is helping a drowning boy by the instructor. And the action of the main character of the story is Shubham, who is an instructor. Shubham was an instructor, and one he was teaching few guys to swim, but suddenly he realized that the flow of the stream was very high. He tried to help other guys to get out of the water, but suddenly one of the guy he got stranded in between of the river. He told him to calm down, and see, he suddenly got the rope from his safety equipment. He tied his the rope onto him, and he threw the rope to the boy. The boy immediately catch the rope, and he was able to get out of that river. He ensured that he is fine, and uh, yeah, that's all.
Okay, so everyone want to add something to that? Guys, this is a group discussion. Everyone needs to speak.
No.
I
No,
think
sir.
that we can say that initially the flow of the river was low, but after some time the flow increased, and that's why that situation occurred. Rest all story is very good.
Yeah, that could be added. Anyone else?
Yes, agreed.
Yes, yes. Correct.
So, Kamlesh, are you ready with the final story?
Yes, sir.
Okay, wait a minute. So, Kamlesh, I will like to inform you that you will have only 1 minute to, to narrate the whole story. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Your words should be clear, deliver them quick. Okay. So, I would like you to start right now.
So, friends, from the picture shown to us, we perceive two male character. The center character of the story is Shubham, who is an instructor, and the action of the story is helping a drowning boy by the instructor. Shubham was instructor for the swimming classes, and one day he realized that they need to go to the swimming, and suddenly, initially the flow of the stream was normal, so everybody was swimming, but suddenly the flow of the stream it started to increase. He immediately helped those guys to get out of the river. Suddenly, he noticed that one of the guy was stranded in between of the river. He immediately get to his safety equipment, got the rope tied into him, and immediately threw the rope to the boy. He then he then helped the boy to get out of the water and ensured that he is fine. Thank you.
Okay, Kamlesh, that was great. You did it in 52 seconds. That was good. So everyone, that was all. The end of the session. It was really fun with you guys. Thank you, everyone. Now you all might leave.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.